Welcome back. After 12 years away from the stage, making his name in The Hobbit and the TV drama Spooks, Richard Armitage says it's taken something very special to tempt him back to the theatre.
And that something special is a revival of Arthur Miller's tale of witch hunting, The Crucible. Richard plays John Proctor, a role he first played at drama school 20 years ago. Here he is.
A fire! A fire that is burning!
I danced for the devil. I saw him. I wrote in his book. I go back to Jesus. I kiss his hand. I saw Sarah Good with the devil. I saw Goody Osborne with the devil.
What keeps you so late? It's almost dark.
What are you? I have seen your power. You will not deny it. What say you, mister?
I say, God is dead! Here, God damns our kind especially. We will burn together!
It's very dramatic.
Well, I went to see it the
Wow.
other night, and I was just saying, Richard, I think, as did most of the audience, wrung out emotionally by the end of the first, because it is an incredibly tense production.
Yeah, I mean, it's a four-act opera, really. I mean that in a sort of metaphorical sense. It's the first act is an overture, and then there are three acts, climaxing in Act 4 when Proctor is in his own crucible and evolves into Miller's vision of every man, I think.
So why was it this play that brought you back to the stage? I mean, it's clearly very dramatic.
It was this play, it was this director, it was this particular time in my life, it was this theatre in the configuration that it is, in the round. I think it's so special what they've done at the Old Vic. And I studied the play at drama school. I only got to play the final acts, so those lines were very familiar to me when I came back to it 20 years later. 20 years, my goodness.
You can pretend it's 12.
But yeah, there's certain lines just resonate with you, and there are still lines in the play that I find really difficult to speak, and you know that you're dealing with great writing when the words have that much of an effect on you.
I mean, it was Miller's, not parable, but sort of analogy of the un-American. I'm trying to remember the un-American Activities Committee, or whatever it was in Congress,
in the
McCarthyism,
50s,
indeed,
yeah.
and the blacklist and that sort of political witch hunt going on. Does it have a relevance for us today?
I think, it depends which culture this play is played for, and to a British audience, it's difficult because I think as a nation we are traditionally oppressors and suppressors. We haven't been conquered or invaded, so. In general, we look at it from a perspective rather than being in the middle of it. Yael Faber's production, she's a South African, so she has a different kind of approach to this. There's lots of resonances with Eastern Europe, and we looked at the Holocaust, we looked at all sorts of influences. I do think that there is a theatre of fear which is played out in every, civilized culture, and I think that's what Miller's tapping into.
I mean, you went to America and drove to the place where it's based on to help you along the way?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to... I mean, I live in New York, so it was a 4-hour journey up to Boston, Massachusetts, and Salem, and to find the original Salem. I think it's important to me to go to the source and really find out that these were real people. And I'd read Miller's biography, and I wanted to sort of tread the path that he trod in the 50s when he decided to use this story as his parable, yeah.
You've also been very busy in films and TV over the years, and in The Hobbit with Mr. A. Serkis.
I know, we just high-fived each other.
I know, we heard the high-fiving.
But let's have a look. You playing Thorin, is it Thorin Oakenshield is the correct way to pronounce it?
Thorin Oakenshield.
Leading a company of dwarves in the desolation of Smorg.
Not you. We must travel at speed. You will slow us down. What are you talking about? Coming with you? No. I'm going to be there when that door is opened. When we first look upon the halls of our fathers, Thorin.
Kitty, stay here. Rest. Join us when you're healed.
I'll stay with the lad. My duty lies with the wounded.
Uncle.
Desolation of Smog there. And a 6'2" dwarf. A bit of sort of
Yes.
contradicting terms, really, isn't it?
I know. I said, well, the first time I met Peter Jackson, I did question him as to why he'd cast me, but yeah, I think he wanted guys that could fight and look like warriors and not really look like little people. I don't know.
Oh, so the exciting thing is, the next film comes out at the end of this year, does it?
Yes, we're the third and final instalment comes out at Christmas, and it's the final instalment of 6
Yes.
movies. It's the end of an era for Peter, really. It's, you know, 13 years of work.
And Andy was telling us how he's been assistant director.
Yes.
Did he assistantly direct
He
you?
did. I mean, we would never have met if he hadn't been the second unit director, because my character didn't work with Gollum, but we spent a long time, and, you know, he's a great director, actually. He's really fun to work with.
And you've done another film, but you're busy, aren't you?
Right.
Another film called Into the Storm. What's that one about?
Yes, that's a good old-fashioned tornado movie, which we shot in Detroit shortly after I finished The Hobbit. So I think that's out on the 22nd of August, my birthday.
Yeah. Do you play an American?
I do, yes. I play a school teacher from Oklahoma whose children get kind of caught up in the storm.
If I was an American actor, I might be slightly upset at the sight of all these British actors
Yes.
going over
I
and
feel really
nicking
guilty.
their parts.
Do you?
Yeah. You feel guilty kind of taking the role away from
Is it
America.
why? I mean, obviously, clearly, hugely talented, etc. So an automatic choice for any role that you went up for. But is there something about British actors at the moment that makes them the choice of American producers and directors?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. Do you know what? I think there probably always has been, but I do feel like the industry here isn't really driven by finance so much. So I don't know. We have access to a lot more media. We do a lot more theatre, perhaps. Television and film. There's less of it, so we're more eager to work and probably for less money.
Well, that could be part of it. And tell us about the American accent. How concerning is that? I mean, you know, you live in America anyway, but taking it on, is that concerning for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that that I always practice, and I don't like doing a general American accent, so trying to be specific as to which region of America you're speaking from is quite important. So, yeah.
The funny thing about the Crucible, of course, is that there are no American accents because they're all northern sounding.
Yeah, I mean, and a colonial sort of 1600s accent, which it came out like a slightly Elizabethan sounding Lancashire, Lincolnshire.
Yeah, brilliant. All right,
Looks
Richard,
very
thanks
good.
very much.
Thank you very much indeed. The Crucible is on at the Old Vic Theatre in London until Saturday, September the 13th, and Into the Storm is out cinemas next month, your birthday, 22nd of August.